They were pop royalty, icons, legends. Their voices filled stadiums. Their faces were on every magazine. Millions of fans worshiped them. But behind the fame, the money, and the sold-out tours, they were struggling. Addiction, depression, loneliness, the pressure of being perfect. And one by one, they fell. Some overdosed, some drowned, some took their own lives. This is how pop icons really died. Michael Jackson was the king of pop, the biggest star on the planet. He had everything: fame, money, talent. But Michael Jackson was also broken. He had been performing since he was 5 years old. His childhood was stolen. His father, Joe Jackson, was abusive, physically, emotionally. He beat Michael, called him ugly, made him rehearse until he collapsed. The media destroyed him. They called him Wacko Jacko. They accused him of terrible things. And by 2009, Michael Jackson was desperate. He was planning a comeback. A series of concerts in London called This Is It. 50 shows. It was supposed to save his career, save his finances. Michael was millions of dollars in debt. He needed this tour to work. But Michael couldn't sleep. He had chronic insomnia. For years, he tried everything: sleeping pills, therapy, meditation. Nothing worked. The anxiety, the pressure, the fear of failure, it kept him awake. So Michael hired a personal doctor, Dr. Conrad Murray, a cardiologist, and Dr. Murray gave Michael something that would help him sleep: Propofol. A powerful anesthetic used in hospitals during surgery. It's not supposed to be used at home. It's dangerous, deadly. But Michael was desperate. Every night, Dr. Murray would inject Michael with Propofol. Michael would fall asleep, and Dr. Murray was supposed to monitor him, watch his breathing, his heart rate, but he didn't. On June 25th, 2009, Michael Jackson was at his rented mansion in Los Angeles. He was rehearsing for his comeback tour. He was exhausted. That night, Dr. Murray gave Michael his usual dose of Propofol. But this time, something went wrong. Michael stopped breathing. Dr. Murray panicked. He tried CPR, but he didn't call 911 immediately. He waited. He made phone calls. He tried to cover his tracks. Finally, he called for help. Paramedics arrived. They rushed Michael to the hospital, but Michael Jackson was already dead. The autopsy revealed acute propofol intoxication. Michael Jackson had overdosed. Dr. Conrad Murray was convicted of involuntary manslaughter. He served 2 years in prison. Michael Jackson was 50 years old. The king of pop died in his bedroom, alone, desperate for sleep. He is buried at Forest Lawn Memorial Park in Glendale, California. His grave is in a private mausoleum. Fans leave flowers, letters, teddy bears. Michael Jackson's music lives on, but the man is gone. His children grew up without him. His legacy is complicated, but his talent was undeniable. Whitney Houston had the voice of an angel, one of the greatest singers of all time. Hits like I Will Always Love You, Greatest Love of All, and I Want to Dance with Somebody made her a superstar. She sold over 200 million records. She won 6 Grammys. She was America's sweetheart. But Whitney Houston was an addict. Cocaine, marijuana, pills, alcohol. She'd been using for years. Her marriage to Bobby Brown was toxic, abusive, destructive. They fought constantly. They enabled each other's addictions. They used drugs together. Whitney's voice started to deteriorate. She couldn't hit the high notes anymore. Her performances were erratic. She canceled shows. Her career was collapsing. By 2012, Whitney was trying to make a comeback. She had a new movie coming out, Sparkle. She was supposed to attend a pre-Grammy party in Los Angeles. She seemed optimistic, hopeful. On February 11th, 2012, Whitney Houston was staying at the Beverly Hilton Hotel. She spent the day preparing for the party. She was drinking champagne. She took pills, Xanax, cocaine. She was getting ready, doing her hair, her makeup. She went to her hotel room. She ran a bath, hot water. She got in. And then, Whitney Houston lost consciousness. The drugs, the alcohol. It was too much. She slipped under the water. She drowned. Her assistant found her an hour later, face down in the bathtub. The water was still running. Whitney Houston was dead. The autopsy revealed drowning as the cause of death. But cocaine, marijuana, Xanax, and alcohol were found in her system. Whitney Houston had drowned because she was too high to stay awake. She was 48 years old. Whitney Houston is buried in Fairview Cemetery in New Jersey, next to her father. Her grave is always covered in flowers. Whitney Houston's voice was a gift, but addiction took it away. Her daughter, Bobby Christina, died 3 years later. The same way, in a bathtub, with drugs in her system. The cycle continued. Prince was a genius, a musical prodigy. He could play dozens of instruments: guitar, piano, drums, bass. He wrote, produced, and performed all his own music. Songs like Purple Rain, When Doves Cry, and Kiss made him a legend. He sold over 100 million records. He won 7 Grammys, an Oscar. He was one of the greatest musicians of all time. But Prince was in pain, chronic pain. His hips, his knees, his back. Decades of performing in high heels had destroyed his body. He needed hip replacement surgery. But Prince was a Jehovah's Witness. He refused blood transfusions, so he lived with the pain, and he took pills, painkillers, Vicodin, Percocet, for years. By 2016, Prince was addicted. He was taking pills every day, multiple times a day, but he didn't know they were fake, counterfeit pills, laced with fentanyl, a synthetic opioid 50 times stronger than heroin. On April 21st, 2016, Prince was at his Paisley Park estate in Minnesota. He had been sick for weeks, flu-like symptoms. He had overdosed on a plane 6 days earlier. His plane made an emergency landing. Paramedics saved him with Narcan, but Prince refused to go to the hospital. He said he was fine. That morning, Prince's staff found him unresponsive in an elevator. They called 911. The dispatcher asked them to perform CPR, but it was too late. Paramedics arrived. They tried to revive him, but Prince was dead. The autopsy revealed fentanyl toxicity. Prince had taken what he thought was Vicodin, but it was a fake pill, laced with fentanyl. He overdosed. Prince was 57 years old. He died alone in an elevator in his own home. Prince is buried at Paisley Park. His estate is now a museum. Fans visit from all over the world. They leave flowers, purple balloons, letters. Prince's music is timeless, but the man is gone. And the person who sold him the fake pills was never found. Amy Winehouse had a voice like no one else. Raw, soulful, powerful. Her album Back to Black made her a star. It won 5 Grammys. Songs like Rehab and You Know I'm No Good were autobiographical. Because Amy Winehouse was an addict. Alcohol, heroin, cocaine. She'd been using since she was a teenager. Her relationship with Blake Fielder Civil was toxic. He introduced her to heroin. They used together. They fought. They broke up. They got back together. They enabled each other. Amy tried to quit. She went to rehab multiple times, but she always relapsed. The paparazzi followed her everywhere. They photographed her at her worst, stumbling out of bars, covered in bruises. The world watched her fall apart. By 2011, Amy was trying to get sober. She had stopped using heroin, but she was still drinking, heavily, vodka, every day. On July 23, 2011, Amy Winehouse was at her home in London. She had been drinking for days. Vodka. Lots of it. She'd been sober for weeks before that, but she relapsed. Her bodyguard checked on her that afternoon. She was in bed, sleeping. He thought she was okay. The next day, he checked again. Amy wasn't moving. He tried to wake her, but Amy Winehouse was dead. The autopsy revealed alcohol poisoning. Her blood alcohol level was 0.41 sinks, 5 times the legal limit. Amy Winehouse had drunk herself to death. She was 27 years old, a member of the 27 Club, along with Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, Kurt Cobain, Jim Morrison. Amy Winehouse is buried in Edgwarebury Cemetery in London. Her grave is covered in flowers, lipstick kisses, letters from fans. Amy Winehouse's voice was a gift, but addiction destroyed her. Her father still talks about her, still misses her. He said she was trying. She wanted to live, but the alcohol was too strong. George Michael was a pop icon. From Wham to his solo career, he had hit after hit. Careless Whisper, Faith, Freedom, 90. He was one of the best-selling artists of all time. Over 100 million records sold. But George Michael was hiding. He was gay, and for years, he kept it secret. The pressure, the shame, the fear of being rejected, it broke him. George Michael struggled with depression, anxiety, and he turned to drugs, marijuana, cocaine, ecstasy, GHB. He was arrested multiple times for drug possession, for lewd conduct in a public bathroom, for driving under the influence. His career suffered. His health declined. His partner, Anselmo Falepa, died of AIDS in 1993. George was devastated. He fell into a deep depression. By 2016, George Michael was living quietly in England. He had retired from music. He was trying to stay clean. He spent time with his family, his partner, his dogs. On Christmas Day, 2016, George Michael's partner found him dead in bed at his home in Oxfordshire. He had died peacefully in his sleep. The autopsy revealed dilated cardiomyopathy, heart failure caused by years of drug abuse, fatty liver disease. George Michael was 53 years old. He is buried in Highgate Cemetery in London, next to his mother. George Michael's music brought joy to millions, but his life was filled with pain. He donated millions to charity, anonymously. He helped people, but he couldn't help himself. David Bowie was a legend, a chameleon, an artist who constantly reinvented himself. Ziggy Stardust, the Thin White Duke, Aladdin Sane. He was one of the most influential musicians of all time. He changed rock music, fashion, art, culture. But in 2014, David Bowie was diagnosed with liver cancer. He kept it secret. He didn't tell the public. He didn't even tell most of his friends. Only his family knew. Instead, David Bowie kept working. He recorded one final album, Black Star. It was released on January 8th, 2016, his 69th birthday. The album was dark, haunting, experimental. It was about death. The music video for the title track showed Bowie with bandages over his eyes, lying in a hospital bed. It was his goodbye. 2 days later, on January 10th, 2016, David Bowie died at his home in New York City, surrounded by his family, his wife, Oman, his children. The world was shocked. No one knew he was sick. David Bowie had kept his illness private. He wanted to die on his own terms. Black Star was his final masterpiece, his final gift to the world. David Bowie is cremated. His ashes were scattered in Bali, according to Buddhist rituals. David Bowie's legacy is immortal. He changed music forever. He inspired generations of artists. He was fearless, creative, unique, and he left on his own terms. Avicii was a DJ, a producer, a superstar. His songs like Wake Me Up, Levels, and Hey Brother dominated the charts. He was one of the highest paid DJs in the world. He performed at the biggest festivals, Tomorrowland, Ultra, Coachella. But Avicii was suffering. The constant touring, the pressure, the expectations. It was too much. Avicii struggled with anxiety, depression, pancreatitis caused by heavy drinking. He was hospitalized multiple times. In 2016, he retired from touring. He wanted to focus on his health, his mental health. He wanted to make music without the pressure, but the damage was done. On April 20th, 2018, Avicii was on vacation in Oman. He was with friends. He seemed okay. They went sightseeing. They relaxed. But that afternoon, Avicii went to his hotel room, and he took his own life. He used a broken wine bottle. He cut himself. He bled to death. Avicii was 28 years old. His family released a statement. They said Avicii could not go on any longer. He wanted peace. He couldn't find it in life. Avicii is buried in Stockholm, Sweden. His grave is private. His family wanted privacy. Avicii's music brought happiness to millions, but he couldn't find happiness himself. His death sparked conversations about mental health. The pressure of fame, the music industry's treatment of artists. Avicii's legacy is his music and the awareness he brought to mental health. They were icons, legends, voices of a generation, but they all died too young. Michael Jackson overdosed on Propofol. Whitney Houston drowned in a bathtub. Prince took a fake pill laced with fentanyl. Amy Winehouse drank herself to death. George Michael's heart gave out. David Bowie kept his cancer secret. Avicii took his own life. Fame couldn't save them. Money couldn't save them. They were human, fragile, broken. The pressure of being perfect, of always performing, of never showing weakness, it destroyed them. This is how pop icons really died. This is the truth, and their music will live forever.